Welcome to another episode of Is This for Kids? I am Jonathan Beard Blevins, and I am a father of three. One on the way. That's public now. And I think that most media made for children is trash. Trash, I tell you.
And I am Katie, mom of five with one on the way.
Wait, what?
No, I'm just kidding.
Oh my gosh.
But I think most of the media in the world can be redeemed for kids. But the point of this podcast is to help parents to be able to navigate through media, to know what's in there they might want to shield their kids from, what they might want to have to talk to their kids through, some shepherding conversations, and how they can use media to just share in their kids' life experience. And today we are talking about...
Wild robots.
The robot and he's wild.
The wild robot.
Is it the wild robot?
Yeah, the.
I just wrote wild robot on my...
The Ohio State University.
The.
Just kidding. Have you read the book?
No, I did not get to.
I have heard from sources that it is a very good book, but that the movie might be even better, which I don't know if I can think of a time that's ever happened.
You may give a little scenario?
Yes, but before you do, I'd like to encourage everyone to make sure they listen to this entire episode to find out why I think this is a top 3 children's movie of all time.
Wild Robot is the story of a Rosm 7134 robot that crash lands on an uninhabited island, and the Rosm robot is designed to be able to complete tasks for humans to create their convenient, clean, simple lifestyle. And so it's able to do tasks for human beings so that they are able to be constantly living their best, cleanest, most beautiful life. And she's dropped it into this environment that is anything but clean and convenient. Very quickly, she finds herself responsible for raising a gosling after she accidentally kills its mother. Whoops.
Not really, but kind of.
I mean, she fell on it. So it's not really her fault. But so she's got to raise this gosling to be able to complete 3 tasks. Needs to learn to swim, needs to learn to eat, needs to learn to fly south by the time fall hits. And so she pairs up with a fox to be able to complete this task. And once that task is complete, she finds that her task has only just begun. Bum, bum, bum.
Great job. I just want to start by saying I would love one of these robots in my life, and I'm not kidding. 60% more leisure time. I love cooking, one of my favorite things in the world to do. I do cooking streams now, as you have done for many years. They're one of my favorite forms of content.
Yeah.
I would love a robot that just makes my healthy food perfectly every single time.
That would be delightful.
I'm in. Cleans up everything. 60% more leisure time. Sign me up.
Yeah. I think that those things are the things that make you human, John, and you should probably continue to make your own food.
Don't care. Top 5 animated film of all time, maybe top 3. Real quick, I need to tell you, I did invite my kids.
Yeah.
So for the audience, I talk with this sometimes, but not a lot. My kids like what they like, and they watch what they want to watch as far as the things we let them watch. And they're very picky. And so I was so pumped to go. I heard good things about this movie before I went to go see it. I showed my kids the preview. I'm all excited as they watch the preview. And as soon as the preview's over, they're like, nope, not interested. All 3. I invited all 3 kids. I would have gotten them popcorn and treats, and they said no, so I went alone.
So I took my little 3 kids and my husband to go see Wild Robot. Went on a radio show the morning that I saw this and was talking about how I was going to go see Wild Robot this evening. And I was like, I'm not sure how this is going to go. From the previews, I was like, it could go one of 2 directions. This is either going to be a fantastic movie in line with like Iron Giant, or it's going to be a lecture about something political. Like it had like a strange vibe to it where I wasn't able to tell what I was walking into. And I was delighted to agree with you that it is probably one of the best children's movies I've seen ever since Iron Giant, at least, right?
It was unbelievable. And also like the advertising for this was really weird. 3 to 4 months ago, the preview, there was no words. It was just a robot. And I literally thought it was going to be like a WALL-E type movie. And it wasn't at all. Like within the first few minutes, there's animals talking. And I was like, oh, okay. And so, yeah, I absolutely loved it. Amazing morals. Can't wait to share with you on this. And if you're a parent or a teacher or a mentor in any way, bring Kleenex because you are going to lose it. And if you're not any of those things, you're still going to love the movie.
Yeah, I don't cry in movies. I cried in this movie. So
I cried 3 times. I was the only one in the theater. Thank goodness.
So the shield items, parents are looking for like what might be in there that they might want to shield their kids from. And we generally try to think of these in terms of like any parent we've ever met from any political stripe. What do you think? Is there anything in there that they need to be shielded from?
No, I mean, there's like there's gun violence. Very little.
Yeah. So there's no swearing, no sex, no nudity, no drugs, no drinking, no political messages that I could detect. There was some violence in the form of like robot wars, but most of that was manifested as fire. Like you saw a lot of fires being set in a forest, and there was some bittersweet sadness, but that's about it.
That's it.
Yeah. As far as things you might want to know about. So we're going to talk heavily, I guess, about the shepherd and share portions of this. So What do you think?
My kids are they have big hearts. They're big feelers, and so I mean, probably like 5 or 6 really really sad parts that all end pretty joyfully, including at the very end. I won't spoil it, but this is a movie where if you do have super sensitive kids, you might have to pause it a couple times and just be like, "Are you okay? How are you feeling?" You can have amazing conversations with your kids on motherhood, fatherhood, what it means to be a role model, friendship, the importance of friendship, and like how you can sacrifice yourself for other people, and that you can be open, even if you have a hard time making friends, be open about making new friends, like the fox. That character was awesome.
Fantastic.
Like at first I was kind of like, what is this? And then at the end you're just like, oh my gosh, this fox, my heart. Great. He just wants friends. Kindness, doing things for the greater good, adversity, right? With the Gosling, that's a runt and wouldn't have lived otherwise. I mean, there's so many good conversations you can have with your kids throughout this movie or after.
Yeah, absolutely. The overarching theme that I detected in this whole thing is the ability to overcome one's programming or one's nature in order to do what's best for everyone or to pursue something that's good. And you don't generally see that as a theme in movies anymore. It's a lot of like, this is who you are, and therefore you must lean into your nature. We've got a lot of people who will tell you that, anti-heroes or whatever, where you need to lean into your badness, that kind of a thing. And this was the complete opposite.
Yep.
And the theme that you come away with Roz, who's what they call the robot, by the way. She starts out with this theory that she's supposed to make life convenient and clean and tidy. And she's trying to do it. Like she tries to hold the egg together when it breaks, and there's just nothing she can do about it. And life is not tidy. Life is not convenient. And as Roz very quickly figures out, once you complete one task in real life, you just move on to the next one. Like life is just an ongoing struggle to be better, to clean up the space in front of you, to make the world better. And I just felt like they really embraced that in this movie and brought it in a way that was fun and entertaining. And oh my gosh, the visuals were so beautiful.
Yeah. DreamWorks, right? I think.
DreamWorks.
It's the best DreamWorks. It's the best DreamWorks movie of all time.
Yeah. It's right up there next to Prince of Egypt on like the list of things. We talk a lot about like safe movies that your kids aren't going to come away with any kind of weird ideas or scariness. I mean, this is that, but it's like far beyond just dumb, stupid stuff that your kids can watch. This is beautiful and imbues like good ideas into your kid and encourages courageous behavior. It's fantastic.
Yeah. And everything you just said about life, like life is messy, life is this, life is worth it, that you could just substitute the word love there and the same thing.
Yes.
You look at the fox and the Gosling, who obviously was just born, and Roz, who's a robot, and the bear even, and there's probably other characters too, that like none of them knew what love was and had no idea. And you find out that it's risky and there's heartbreak in it sometimes, and there's sadness and there's joys, and it's worth it.
Yeah.
And at the end, like all of them experience what love is, and they decide like, I want to choose to do this, even though it can be painful. That was awesome. I can't wait to watch this with my kids.
It's so good. And like they even touch on things that I think if you're really skeptical, you might be like, oh, this is a thing about veganism or whatever. It's not. Like the animals flatly say they're going to go back to eating each other once they're done with this situation.
The peaceful protest.
We're going to deal with it together. We're going to get through this winter together. But that we're not going to completely abandon our natures. Our natures inform what makes us work toward good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
100%. I don't think there's one thing you can take away from this that is like a negative politically or morally at all.
Yeah.
It's not. It's just a statement about life and love. Even it's not even like a condemnation on like robots doing things for us.
No,
like it really isn't, and it's not like a condemnation of people who litter. Although you don't litter.
Don't litter.
But it's you know what I mean. It's just a good, wholesome movie.
It's an absolutely beautiful movie. Like if you found something that you disliked in this because you're a hyper political person, please tell me in the comments what it is, because from no angle can I figure out how somebody would dislike this movie. This is the best movie.
And I'm somebody who does think that like AI and robots and stuff, and that we should not just have convenience all the time.
Right.
And this movie made me want convenience still.
Well,
even though it was not the point, but it did. I want that robot. Pause.
In addition to all the things that we talked about, all of the themes that are in there, obviously, if you've got little kids, they're just going to like this because it's fun and funny and cute and sweet. And you don't have to have any conversations at all if you don't want to. But if you have an adult or like an older kid, or if you are an adult, or if you want to like intellectualize this movie, you can share in all of these incredible themes that are so rare in other movies. The motherhood thing that you hit on, I mean, for you, it would be fatherhood, but Roz is a girl, so there.
Yeah.
Like the idea that you might not be prepared to be a mother. You might not be prepared for any of these things, but You can overcome that nature to do what is good. Like, it's just such a beautiful thing that's so different from our culture right now, that I think that sharing this with your family and having this as a family movie night it's just one of those background stories, you know? And we get a lot of crap from people who are like, it's a cartoon, you're overthinking it. But stories matter. Like, there's a reason that we taught kids the stories of the Three Little Pigs and the Goldilocks and the Three Bears, Why Is It Always Threes? But like, this is a story that can like build a foundation for your kid of what's important in life, and it can share in your family's overarching virtue.
Agree 100%. Also, we live in a throwaway culture right now, and the Gosling being the runt that would never have made it. Likely, if Roz didn't step in and it was raised with its mom, it likely would not have made it out in the wild. But it was worth protecting, worth saving, and ends up being a leader really at the end for all the other geese.
It does. The geese.
The gooses. What would I rate this?
What age? Yeah, what age?
I would say, I don't think that like 4, 5, or 6-year-olds would necessarily love it, but maybe they wouldn't get it. If your kid can sit through a movie, though, I think it's fine. But I like for me, I would show this to my 3 now, 9, 8, and 4. If your oldest is like 6. If that's your oldest, I would wait until they're 8, just because you can have such great conversations after this movie about life and love.
Yeah, I wouldn't wait ever to watch this movie and rewatch it when they're 8, and they'll get something.
Maybe it'll be their favorite movie of all time.
You could literally watch this every year and they'll get something new out of it every single year. I took my 3-year-old, she's about to turn 4. She loved this movie. And even if this would be a perfect first movie for a kid, I'd say any age.
Did she cry?
She did not. But it was so beautiful, and she was just the whole time. She didn't wander around. She didn't switch seats. She didn't ask for more popcorn. She was eyes on the screen looking at it, because it was so well made. And it wasn't like flashing lights and crazy like trolls band together. It was just beautiful.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm with you. If they can sit through a movie, take them.
Absolutely. This was a pretty good episode. Where can people find more stuff
I agree.
Like this?
IsThisForKids.com. We're very active on YouTube and Instagram. We're available where all podcasts are available to listen to. Check us out, leave 5-star reviews, and talk about how handsome and pretty we are.
There's just so much content out there for us to navigate through as parents.
I'm Jonathan Beard of Blevins.
I'm Katie, MrsRuvi. Let us help you decide.
Is this for kids?